clean tray to clean the carburetors in, but one of the first things I have to do is drain the carburetors of gas. I have to undo this screw, and this screw, but I can't do it inside because I have a kerosene heater actually working in here. So what I'm going to have to do is to go outside and actually drain the gas into a gas tank. The carburetors, I have emptied the gas from the carburetors and I have to take them apart. Start with these 4 screws on the bottom of the bowls. The carburetor sits in the vehicle like this. What I'm doing is I'm taking it upside down. The first thing I'm going to have to do is to take this gasket out. You definitely don't want these gaskets in the carburetor cleaner. You put it aside. This you can actually clean. I'm going to take this little screw apart. The drain hole screw out. This is the main jet on the carburetors. Remove the main jet. You clean the main jet and you clean the insert that goes in here, but you do not clean the plastic. This plastic piece does not get cleaned. So this stays outside you can wipe it off with a piece of cloth. There's a main jet and there's a secondary jet right here, which you also have to take out. So that's come out. I can show you what that looks like. It's this little thing in here. After you clean it with carburetor cleaner, it's good to use the air hose, air compressor to blow these out. The next thing you have to do is to pull the float assembly out. It's called an automatic center punch. You need that to push the little hinge backward. So I'm going to try to use this. You got to be careful because this thing will shoot out. Okay, it's popped out. Okay, I pull the float out. You won't be cleaning this float. And then you pull out the little float. The float stop is what this is called. There's one more thing you need to take apart. That's this little thing in here. Because there's a filter underneath it. And I need a pair of pliers to pull this out. Got an O-ring there, so this piece you would not clean either. You just wipe it off and blow it with compressed air. You do not want to put this with the O-ring. If you could take out the O-ring, but I would not recommend taking out the O-ring unless you're doing a rebuild on this. And then I would use an air compressor to blow this out once I get it cleaned. So before I open the carburetor cleaner, since I have kerosene heater going in here, I'm going to turn on the exhaust fan. So you want the air circulation before you do this. This stuff is also flammable. See all the stuff I want to clean in here. You want it sitting in the carburetor cleaner maybe 10 minutes. So I'm going to pull out the first set of parts I have in here. You want to especially wipe off the areas where the gasket sits in, because you don't want any carburetor cleaner in there. Now you could use carburetor and choke cleaner, this little spray can here, to clean the other part of the carburetor, but I typically don't need to do that. Usually if I run compressed air through here, it's clean enough. You want to blow air through the main jet. So I use a clean rag again, wipe this all out. I want to make sure that everything I put in here is also dry. On the main jet, you got to bring this up. Put that back in. The float actually drops in that little opening there. This next part of the video, I'm going to work on the top, clean the top of the carburetors. This one here, I might spray it in there and rinse it out. And I'm going to flip it over. And then once this is kind of drained out, I'm going to use compressed air to blow into it.